Today, I want to take you on a special journey. We will meet the oldest living actors, people who have witnessed nearly a century of cinema and carry countless precious memories within them. Every wrinkle, every glance, every smile tells a story that time cannot erase. If you also cherish these legends, hit like and join me as we listen, remember, and reflect on the incredible moments they have brought to the world. James Cromwell, born on January 27, 1940, in Los Angeles, turns 85 in 2025. Standing over 2 meters tall, he has always been a striking figure on screen, yet what audiences truly remember is his sincerity and emotional depth. His unforgettable performances include The Gentle Farmer in Babe, 1995, which earned him an Oscar nomination, followed by L.A. Confidential, 1997, The Green Mile, 1999, and The Queen, 2006. For Cromwell, the tall man was never just a stereotype, but a canvas for complex characters, both kind and conflicted. His career was anything but smooth. For years, Cromwell was typecast into secondary roles as the stern tall man. He once admitted with bitterness, "I was so tall no one thought I could be the lead." Yet patience rewarded him. After the age of 50, he broke through with Babe. Those setbacks and delays turned Cromwell into living proof that success has no expiration date. His private life is equally unique. Married 3 times, his current wife is actress Anna Stewart. Beyond the screen, Cromwell is a fierce activist. He has been arrested several times for protesting animal rights and climate change. Even at 82, he chained himself to a store counter to protest the price of milk. Cromwell is not just an actor, he is a voice refusing to stay silent in the face of injustice. In 2025, James Cromwell is still active. He appears in occasional TV projects while remaining deeply involved in activism. His health is relatively stable, though at times he uses a wheelchair at events, yet his voice and spirit are stronger than ever. Cromwell lives modestly, spending his days with family and community causes. At 85, he is remembered not only as the actor from Babe, but also as proof that art and conscience can coexist, leaving a legacy far beyond the screen. George Lazenby, born on September 5, 1939, in Australia, turns 85 this year and is one of the rare actors known for a single iconic role. Before acting, he was a successful model, appearing in numerous fashion magazines in Australia and Europe, recognized for his refined looks, athletic physique, and captivating style. In 1968, during a surprise audition, Lazenby was selected to play James Bond in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 1969, at the age of 29. This was his only appearance as Bond, yet his performance left a lasting impression. He brought a charming, emotional depth to Bond, distinct from Sean Connery's colder portrayal. In the film, Lazenby portrayed both the romance and tragedy of Bond, especially in his relationship with Tracy DiVincenzo, whom Bond deeply loved and lost. His action scenes, such as the skiing chase and confrontations with Blofeld in the mountaintop castle, were praised for bravery and skill, remarkable for a newcomer to acting. After the film, Lazenby decided not to continue as James Bond, turning down the opportunity to become a global icon, and pursued other film projects. He appeared in films such as Universal Soldier, 1971, and The Man from Hong Kong, 1975, yet none matched the success of Bond. This choice made his singular appearance in the series truly unique, and Bond fans continue to celebrate and admire him. Beyond acting, Lazenby explored advertising, television, and other ventures. Although his filmography is limited, he remains living proof that one brilliant moment can make a person legendary. By 2025, George Lazenby remains healthy, sharp, and occasionally appears at Bond-related events, a living symbol of Hollywood's golden era, inspiring admiration from the public and film enthusiasts alike. Elizabeth Ashley, born on August 30, 1939, turning 85 in 2025. She was one of Broadway's brightest stars of the 1960s, admired for her commanding presence and emotional depth. Her greatest achievement came in 1962 when she won the Tony Award for Best Actress in a play for Take Her, She's Mine at just 23. She later shone in Barefoot in the Park and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, leaving an unforgettable mark in American theater. On screen, she was also remembered for The Carpetbaggers and a number of acclaimed television appearances. Yet Ashley's career was not always smooth. After her early success, she faced pressures from critics' expectations and several films in the 1970s that failed commercially. At one point, she nearly withdrew from the spotlight, before returning to the stage, her true artistic home. In her personal life, Elizabeth Ashley experienced several marriages, most notably with actor George Peppard, the star of Breakfast at Tiffany's. The couple was once a Hollywood power pair but eventually separated amid difficulties. Elizabeth later admitted that such painful experiences gave her acting greater authenticity and emotional depth. At 85, Elizabeth Ashley no longer works actively but occasionally attends special events honoring veteran artists. In terms of health, she is no longer as energetic as before, moves less, and prioritizes rest. Still, she maintains optimism, grace, and joy in being remembered by audiences. For many, she remains not only a celebrated Broadway icon but also a living testament to resilience and an undying passion for the arts. John Cleese, born on October 27, 1939, turning 85 in 2025. He is one of the true icons of British comedy, best known for his work with Monty Python and the legendary sitcom Fawlty Towers. With his sharp wit, clever humor, and unique comedic timing, Cleese has become a cultural figure whose influence can be seen across generations of comedians. But his career was not without struggles. Several film projects outside of Monty Python did not meet expectations, and at times, he faced criticism for controversial humor that some considered too provocative. Still, his boldness and refusal to compromise made him stand out as a comedian unafraid to push boundaries. In his personal life, John Cleese went through multiple marriages and often spoke candidly about the financial strain of divorces. He famously joked that he worked only to pay off his ex-wives, turning hardship into comedic material. His complex relationships and outspoken views on marriage and society became part of his public persona. At 85, Cleese has not fully retired. He continues to appear in comedy tours, public talks, and creative projects, showing that his mind remains sharp even as age slows him down physically. He maintains an active lifestyle through writing and performing, while keeping his humor as biting as ever. For fans, John Cleese is not only a comedy legend but also a symbol of resilience and lifelong creativity. George Hamilton, born on August 12, 1939, turning 86 in 2025. He is an American actor remembered for his debonair charm, striking looks, and trademark suntan, which made him one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces for decades. Hamilton rose to fame with Where the Boys Are in the early 1960s, and his comedic turn in Love at First Bite, 1979, earned him a Golden Globe nomination. He also appeared memorably in The Godfather Part 3, securing his place in cinematic history. Despite his early success, Hamilton faced challenges in his career. Hollywood at times typecast him as just a handsome face, limiting his opportunities for serious roles. Some of his films underperformed, bringing pressure and setbacks. Yet, Hamilton reinvented himself with comedy, television, and other entertainment projects, proving his versatility and resilience. His personal life has been equally fascinating. He famously dated Linda Bird Johnson, daughter of President Lyndon B. Johnson, and his marriage to Alana Stewart attracted public attention. Remarkably, even after their divorce, the two remained close friends, a rare occurrence in Hollywood. Known for his love of luxury and candid remarks, Hamilton often sparked discussions and occasional controversy. At 86, George Hamilton appears less frequently on screen but still participates in television shows and special events. Health-wise, he remains in impressive shape, maintaining his signature style and gentlemanly charm. Today, he enjoys a comfortable life surrounded by family, friends, and loyal fans. For many, George Hamilton represents not only Hollywood glamour but also the art of aging gracefully while keeping one's charisma intact. Few could have predicted that a bald British stage actor would one day become one of the most beloved stars of film and television. Patrick Stewart, born July 13, 1940, turning 85 in 2025, is living proof of that. He is forever linked to his iconic role as Captain Jean-Luc Picard in a groundbreaking sci-fi franchise, and later as Professor Charles Xavier in a superhero saga, roles that made him a pop culture legend beyond his Shakespearean roots. But success was never easy. In his early years, Stewart was rejected for roles because of his appearance. Hollywood did not believe a bald man could be a leading star. Even when cast as Picard, he faced enormous pressure, with both the crew and audiences doubting he could live up to expectations. Yet, with his calm presence, commanding voice, and remarkable acting talent, Stewart turned skepticism into decades of admiration. His personal life has also been eventful. Stewart went through 3 marriages and drew public attention with bold choices in love. His union with jazz singer Sonny Ozell, nearly 40 years his junior, sparked plenty of headlines. but Stewart himself said it brought him balance and joy in later life. Today, at 85, Patrick Stewart remains active. He has reprised Jean-Luc Picard, continues to support theater and charity, and stays in excellent shape through yoga and exercise. For fans worldwide, he is not just an actor, but a symbol of resilience, passion, and a lifelong devotion to the art of storytelling. Julie Christie, born April 14, 1940, and at 85 years old in 2025, was once hailed as one of the great beauties and talents of the 1960s. She shone brightly in unforgettable roles, even winning the Academy Award for Best Actress, cementing her place as a golden face of Hollywood's classic era. With her intelligent charm and natural allure, Julie was considered the ultimate screen siren of her time. But Christie's career took an unusual path. She famously turned down several major roles that later became iconic, simply because she refused to be bound by the studio system. Her absences from the screen often puzzled the press. Why would a star who had everything choose to step away? In truth, Julie admitted that fame came too quickly and often felt more like a burden than a blessing. Her personal life was equally unconventional. Rather than courting the media spotlight, she lived quietly, sharing a long partnership with journalist Duncan Campbell before marrying him discreetly in 2008. Her private, controversy-free choices only deepened the intrigue surrounding her, while earning admiration for her independence. Now at 85, Julie Christie has mostly retired from acting, appearing only occasionally in projects she truly cares about. Her health remains steady, and she enjoys a peaceful life in the countryside, devoting time to environmental and social causes. Even though she no longer dominates the screen, Julie Christie remains a timeless symbol of artistry, individuality, and grace in cinema history. Katharine Ross, born on January 29, 1940, in Los Angeles, turned 85 in 2025. At the very start of her career, newspapers mistakenly printed 1943 as her birth year, an adjustment Ross herself made to appear younger in public records. Later, California birth certificates confirmed 1940 as the truth. This age adjustment reflected the classic pressure placed on women in Hollywood's golden era. Ross's breakthrough came with Elaine Robinson in The Graduate, 1967, a role that earned her an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress, the Golden Globe New Star of the Year, and catapulted her into global stardom. In 1969, she portrayed Etta Place in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and starred in Tell Them Willie Boy Is Here. Together, these roles brought her the BAFTA Award for Best Actress, unusually awarded for both performances combined. By the mid-1970s, Ross headlined The Stepford Wives, 1975, a role that won her the Saturn Award for Best Actress. Though controversial upon release, the film later became a cultural touchstone, with the phrase Stepford wife entering popular vocabulary. In 1976, she received the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress for Voyage of the Damned. At the turn of the 21st century, Ross reappeared in Donnie Darko, 2001, and later starred alongside her husband in The Hero, 2017. Yet, early success came with obstacles. Ross became entangled in the studio system trap, bound by contract with Universal. She was not loaned out even when high-profile directors wanted her after The Graduate. She famously declined several major roles, including one later taken by Jacqueline Bisset in Bullet, because she refused to be typecast. In spring 1969, when Ross turned down the stewardess role in Airport, Universal abruptly terminated her contract. The choice to resist the studio assembly line made her career rockier, but it also stood as a declaration of artistic independence. In her personal life, Ross went through 4 failed marriages before marrying actor Sam Elliott on May 1, 1984. That same year, they welcomed their daughter Cleo Rose Elliott. In 2011, Ross sought a restraining order following a violent domestic incident involving Cleo. The matter later subsided, with the family choosing silence and healing over public scrutiny. This rare glimpse into Ross's private struggles served as a reminder that fame never shields anyone from the fractures of ordinary life. Today, Ross is semi-retired, having largely stepped back after The Hero, 2017, where she shared the screen with Elliott. She occasionally appears at stage talks in Malibu or accompanies her husband at smaller events. At 85, Ross remains in stable health, with no major illness ever disclosed. Rather than prolonging battles within the industry, she has chosen a discreet existence, focusing on family and art in her own way, a deliberate disappearance from the spotlight. Katharine Ross may not have hundreds of films to her name, but each performance remains etched in cinema history. More importantly, Ross stands as a symbol of an artist willing to pay the price for freedom, willing to refuse roles, to walk away from the studio system, and to choose family happiness over relentless fame. There was a time when F. Murray Abraham was just another forgotten name in Hollywood. No one could have predicted that in 1985 he would be standing on the Oscar stage, clutching the golden statue for his portrayal of Antonio Salieri in Amadeus. Born on October 24, 1939, in Pittsburgh, Abraham turns 86 in 2025, a living symbol of a career full of rare and daring turns. After the dazzling success of Amadeus, Abraham faced a harsh reality. Hollywood wanted him to play Salieri over and over. He rejected shallow scripts, sacrificing major opportunities. By the 1990s, a string of flops led critics to label him a one-role wonder. But Abraham chose an unusual path, returning to the stage, rebuilding his craft, and proving that true artists cannot be confined to a single role. Few people know that Abraham's private life stands in stark contrast to his turbulent career. He married Kate Hanan in 1962, and their union has lasted more than 6 decades, an extraordinary feat in Hollywood. Together they raised 2 children, and Abraham often says that family was the anchor that kept him steady when the industry turned its back. In 2025, he still refuses to quit. From Homeland to Mythic Quest, Abraham keeps testing himself. At 86, his voice remains powerful, his stride steady, his eyes sharp. He doesn't need hundreds of roles to be remembered. One Salieri, combined with a lifetime of loyalty to the art of acting, is enough to etch his name into the history of cinema. Al Pacino, born on April 25, 1940, in New York City, turns 85 in 2025. He is living proof of an artist defined by both brilliance and turmoil. As Michael Corleone in The Godfather, Tony Montana in Scarface, or Lieutenant Frank Slade in Scent of a Woman, Pacino did not simply act, he became the characters, leaving audiences shaken and mesmerized. But behind the spotlight came a storm. During the 1980s, several of his films flopped badly, and critics described it as the lost Pacino years. He rejected many lucrative roles, refusing to repeat himself, and for a time his career seemed adrift. Redemption came in 1992, when Scent of a Woman finally earned him the long-awaited Oscar, late, but unforgettable. Pacino's personal life reads like a screenplay of its own. He never married, yet he has 4 children with 3 different partners. In 2023, headlines exploded when Pacino, at 83, welcomed a baby boy with a partner decades younger. For Pacino, family has never followed convention, and that unpredictability mirrors his career. In 2025, he still refuses to step aside. He takes part in new projects, makes appearances at film festivals, and charms audiences with his sharp wit. At 85, his health has slowed him, but his eyes and his voice remain as magnetic as ever. Pacino is more than an actor, he is the embodiment of immersive storytelling, of resilience in the face of failure, and of an artist's spirit that refuses to age. Looking back at the journeys of these legendary actors, we see not just cinema, but stories of resilience, pride, and even the scars of life. They have stood on the peaks of glory, endured failures, fought for their choices, and ultimately preserved their true selves. In 2025, with many of them in their 80s and even 90s, they are still here, on the artistic stage, under the spotlight of events, or simply in the hearts of audiences. The most surprising truth is this: age has not extinguished their passion, and these legends live on with us, in real time, not just through the memories of film.